Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the first part of the XPac with the new Warlock class going through the campaign. I have to give hats off to Blizzard. They did a fantastic job with this XPac campaign and the storyline behind it, and the incredible twist with Lilith and the passing of two of our favorite characters, and of course the final showdown with Mephisto. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I've been playing for a number of hours since then. I kind of played around with, I don't know, about 4 or 5 different builds.
Greetings.
But yeah, I didn't like some of them as much as I thought I would. I did the whole campaign as the Dark Warlock with the hexing and the um, dark energy damage. It was cool, and believe me, I'll go back and play it. Dreadclaws is pretty cool. I really liked it when you can reach out in a straight line and touch things dangerously that are pretty far away from you. Then it turns out you had to mix up the way that the claws reached around you, and you had to do it because the damage was just so much better. But you didn't have anywhere near the reach. You had to go in close and personal, which, as a range player, by default, going way back to the launch of World of Warcraft and even before then, the original Diablo, I always loved to play, the range characters. But Warlock is a little different, and you have to respect that. Warlock, you can get up close and personal, and actually it's kind of necessary if you want to do certain things, like lay down sigils, chain enemies so they can't escape you, which is a little bit different than the sorcerer that I was playing last season. That sorcerer was freaking amazing. I'm still going to go try a Crackling Energy build, and I know Makuna just recently launched a Blizzard build that's actually electricity or something. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm going to have to figure that out when the time is right. But for this character, I'm on Torment 6, and I've finally gotten to the point where I'm fairly happy with the gear that I have as far as it being legendary. I'm not going to spend any more time trying to upgrade things. In terms of legendaries, ancestrals, yes, absolutely. That's what we're on the hunt for. I feel like I'm at a good power level for the torment level I'm in. It's not too easy, not too hard, and feels good. The most important thing for me is smooth gameplay. And while the Warlock promised to be a little bit more strategic in its way of farming and attacking even push content, is that you were going to be using all of your buttons. So, yeah, we're using them all, but it's not terribly bad, especially when you temper on a few things. Right now, for the end game, everything is revolving around this two-handed mace, Scepter of the Three. Unfortunately, I only have the this version. I need the ancestral version. Legendary will work for now, though, because even though I had a level 900 two-handed sword, and believe me, I could actually switch it out and it would probably be okay in terms of the synergy. But I say that not knowing exactly how well this is going to do, because of this ultimate skill and everything revolving around essentially the ultimate and overpower, as well as fire damage. This is supposed to be the shit. So I just got it. I actually created this, and I'm willing to create some more. I just really need to get a level 900 blank to upgrade it. Super easy to target farm uniques in this game. But if the pool's a little bit large, you're gonna get a hit on that. But this one is a single two-handed mace. It's the only unique in that category, so it's relatively easy to roll a new one. I just need to get, like I said, a 900 blank from the Curator of Curiosities. What I have is Temerity, and I'm using this Fleshrit Carapace. Again, this is a new one for me, and they said not to use it until you got the weapon. So I've literally just equipped both of these. So you and I together are going to see how well or badly it does. Because I did have some decent legendary gear there. Nothing real special about any of this. I go for... Oh, I need to change that fire resistance. I just realized that. We'll do that in a second. Anyway, just going for wrath generation, and on every piece you'll either see willpower, max life, or armor. One of the things that I really like about the game is that Blizzard has somewhat simplified things, but also given the game a lot more depth, particularly around the cube, which we'll check out in a bit. I am using Heavenly Strength here because I have the two-handed weapon. Shitty roll, but we'll get there. This empowers our volatility, which is another resource that we have. And I've done sigil duration on this, which you'll see in a moment why. Temerity is self-explanatory, but maybe I should show you that I'm using Nagu Q. And this is to get the Druid's Earthen Bulwark. You'll see a theme around the rest of these pieces, and that's defense. This one is a little bit different though. This is critical. Seer Seth gives me the Spirit Wolf companions, and the thing that they do is they make sure that they apply vulnerable to everything. Boots, I'm going for healing, again, defense. Also, I just like to go fast, and wrath generation is king. Wish I had a 4 on that. I might try to re-roll it. I've just been really short on mats. So part of this run is going to be to build up that stock a little bit. You'll notice a common theme between all three jewelry pieces, and that is that I have damage per overpower imprinted on them. Critical strike chance, I wish I had more of it, but I'll take what I got. I've got a bunch of different damage multipliers here that cover everything. So it might not necessarily be the strongest, but it gives me a great consistent damage. This one I did get the fire damage multiplier, which is pretty important, and resistance I'm still figuring out, but right now I'll show you where I'm at. I got 12k armor. I'm doing best on poison and lightning because they're pretty brutal. Fire is just under that, and then coming in last I've got cold and shadow, which are still at 51%. So I'm either at between 52 and 68%. So it could be better, but as you can see, my gems are shit, so we'll get there. I kind of consider this sort of the midway of the end game, being in Torment 6 and kind of just looking at my stats. Critical Strike really, really sucks. That's something I need to figure out. I might need to swap out one of those rings. But, you know, considering that we do so much damage with Armageddon, and I haven't had any problems with my setup in terms of cruising, I think we're doing okay. Crit doesn't seem to be as important as overpower in this build. And just very quickly before we start off, I am using the Ritualist Shard, which grants that Summon Warlock skill, which will see me have up hopefully all the time. And then we get these volatility stacks that can, as you can see, empower skills and also the life they consume by 1% per stack. What it does is when I hit Command Warlock, it also siphons life to fortify me for 8% of my max life, and it causes Warlock to pay 100% of life costs instead of instead of me siphoning its power. And it's you'll see it in action here. It's pretty interesting. Really pretty passive though. It's just something that you hit like every 30 seconds. So it's not a big deal. I like simplicity. Obviously we still got a 6-button keyboard to take care of here, but the reason I called this Blazing Apocalypse is mainly because of Blazing Scream here. This shoots out these really cool looking skulls with fire and little lesser demon skulls too, and it does a shit ton of damage. I'm not going to go through all these, but I'll hover over them in case you want to stop the video. Dark Prison is absolutely amazing, primarily for its defenses. But when you get up close and personal, it does slow the enemies, and I believe it also weakens them, if I remember correctly. Yeah, enemies within Dark Prison are weakened, and it also fortifies me, which is interesting. And then we have this one, which basically creates the chains around me as I run. So this thing is totally movable, and slowing enemies is really, really nice. And then I usually wind up freezing them after that. Another step is just absolute Blizzard gold. Thank you, Blizzard. The one thing that I really like about the Sorceress is you can teleport around. And I mean, you know, really good guys have come up with ways of making that teleport pretty much on demand. This doesn't quite do that, but the range on being able to move your character across the field of battle with a double shot is absolutely amazing. And more importantly, it makes you immune. So if you're taking some serious damage, and let's say you're having that damage dissipated over a couple of seconds, you can quickly immune for up to 3 seconds, and it'll take some of that damage away. And this, on top of a number of other things, essentially makes this character almost immortal if you have, you know, the reflexes. But most of the time you can tell when you're in trouble. And, you know, I'll tell you what, I use this more just to move around than to save myself, because I have other ways of doing that, particularly with, you know, temerity and having, this is such a massive, you know, shield around me. The Sigil of Chaos is freaking amazing. It casts around myself and follows me, and I do have to sacrifice part of my life for it, which forces me to spend, essentially a health pot every time I do it, which is fine, and it doesn't really put me in danger because of my barrier. But this thing really, really does some serious damage, especially if you've got a mob, let's say from up here, caught in these chains, and inside this sigil, and then you're hitting them with your skulls up here. Nothing can survive that for long. But when you do occasionally meet the real big nasty, that's when Apocalypse comes into play. And yeah, it can be used on small mobs, but really, when you let it ramp up to its highest peak, you can get 100% increased damage for 2 seconds, and it lasts longer against hexed enemies, and all of our enemies are always hexed. And on top of that, it has a 20% chance to pop off twice. So if you've got some, heavy mobs and they get hit this thing twice, I can almost guarantee you, if you're in farming mode at least, that everything around you is just instantly dead. And it's pretty much on demand. Not having a cooldown is one of the things that makes this amazing, because now I get 15 ranks in my ultimate skill, and it's never on a cooldown, so it's never not active. So I'm getting some crazy damage multipliers here. This is the only thing that kind of bums me out a little bit, but we're kind of forced into it. And you can pretty much ignore it if you want to. And I'm considering maybe even changing this to one that says you're going to move all the time and get a bonus from it. But the bonus is really tiny compared to this one. So if I can force myself to stand still when I need to do some serious damage, then this is really going to come in clutch. We'll see if I can do that. It's pretty hard being from, the Sorcerer world. Anyway, a couple more things before we take off. A couple of things I like about the game. Number one, you have these war plans, which I just completed this one, and I'm still at a fairly low rank and everything, but I'm starting to see the potential here and getting kind of excited about the options. One of the things that I did expect is that we would have a little bit more agency in putting together our own plans. You are definitely led down a pretty narrow path, and you have, a couple of options to select from, as you can see here. I don't know if I can put this over, but I started, either doing a Helltide or a Nightmare dungeon. I really love running dungeons. I'm kind of sick of doing Helltide, but I'll do it if I have to. Also, over here you had the choice of the Undercity to go take on a boss. Helltides again, of course. Infernal Hordes, Helltides, Cuirass Undercity. Anyway, I just completed that one. You get the idea. And here's the loot that I got from it. And the experience. Quite a bit of experience. And activity experience. So you saw I got a Another point in the Paragon board. Unfortunately, at this point, and this is, even though I opened it here, it was from Torment 5. I don't know if that had any influence on it or not. But basically, anything that's legendary at this point for me is trash. Unless it has GAs on it, maybe. So, all of this is, I guess I could salvage all. I'm a little gun shy on salvage all because I salvaged Mythic Unique last season.
You know where to find me.
Anyway, that's kind of what you can expect from that. It'll be obviously a lot better, hopefully, this run due to increasing the Torment tier. We'll see. The other thing I like,
it is done.
These 4 options here are based on what I took in my activities planner here, or activities selector. Right now I'm being requested to select another option for layer bosses. I selected this one. Oh no, I haven't. I haven't selected any of them. Ooh, go to another layer. Yeah, we definitely want to do that. Yeah, there's some pretty cool other options here too. And this is great because one of the problems with the game is it's very repetitive if you've been playing it for a couple of years, because they haven't changed the end game a lot. They have added a few things, which is nice. But when you play for thousands of hours, it does get repetitive. So, kind of forcing you to do different things and giving you ways to modify the outcomes or the actual, action in the game. That's great. Oh, I remember what we had to do. We have to pick a new table. I want to go to the Cuirass City because I'm looking for a new seal. I'll show you that in a second, and then we'll go into Cuirass Undercity. Oh, I thought that was out of sight for a minute, but it's just salvage. This one actually has the obby site. I love Nightmare Dungeons. I do need to do more of the Cuirass, but we're going to do one right now, so we'll do another Nightmare Dungeon. More forced, you can see in this case, to do Infernal Hordes, which is fine. It's not my favorite activity right now. I think it's a little bit funner toward the end when you can just, absolutely annihilate everything. But I think we'll be able to do that anyway. And then, let's do Cuirass City again, because I want to get that seal above everything. I'll show you why. Yep. This is the cool new system they have, which essentially kind of replaces the old D3 system of having a set of gear that gives you bonuses based on the number of pieces that you have. You can see I just got the nameless set here. The only drawback is this seal in the middle is only getting one, is only triggering one effect. So I need it to trigger two, so I need two nameless ones. I did get 3 ranks of Sigil of Subversion, which is really nice. But I'd really love to find a seal that gives me 6 charm slots. Because I have this one down here I can use, and I can create another one. But I'd like to try this one because freezing enemies is amazing. Anyway, you can see this is all about the sigil. It starts this ritual, which basically gives you up to 200x damage at the end of a ritual after 60 seconds. And I've got 2 sigil, duration extenders. I need to kind of test that and see how long, but I think I should be pretty much always within a sigil. Don't really care about the occult skills. That 200% is what it's all about. But the second set with the 20% DR, that's fantastic. And also casting the sigil skill. In essence, what it does is it casts your other 2 sigils right next to it. They're just base sigils. They're not really modified in any way. Basically, they're, if I'm reading this right, okay, it doesn't say that it's actually, well, it does say 200%. I'm not sure if it's all 3 of them or not, though. Anyway, you'll see when I go in how it casts all 3 sigils on the ground.
The challenge, eh?
such a pity. I forgive you, child.
They have to stand still. Very hard to have it to break. What we got? Anything. No thing.
PT, you know where to find me.
Goodbye. It has been a pleasure.
Got 2,000 fire. Yeah, I think I should just keep that fire. Could be a little better roll, but I'm not rolling anymore on this legendary stuff. I'm saving all my mats from this point on. It works. That run was pretty quick.
Taken apart, melted down. Your back, friend.
The killers are likely.
That's one. There's one. Get that one. Get that one. There's one. That's one. That's one. There's one.
We've accomplished much, but always more.
You can see the 3 sigils there. One stays with me. But it's interesting to see the trail from the other sigil. The thing about this Armageddon is that if you want the most out of it, you have to let it ramp up to 100 stacks. You don't always have to do that. But if you're facing a tough elite or boss, that's what you want to do. See there? I didn't look to see how many stacks I had, but that was pretty big. It increases the size of it too. Pretty devastating. Pretty devastating. And down it goes. See if you let that thing ramp up, it'll really cook. Nice thing about setting up this war plan is it'll automatically take you to the next activity immediately. So you don't mess around in town or anything, which is always good. Still your inventory is full, of course.
Quite the challenge, eh?
Fighter, far have you wandered?
challenge, eh?
You can see this class is just mass mayhem. It's a lot of fun. It's not quite as smooth as Sorceress, but can't complain. And I think it'll get better with even better gear. And the last one. Oh, come on. Seriously?
Quite the challenge, eh?
I have devoured many of your kind. How will you?
I have become your prey.
No seals. And back to Tyrio we go. At one level 900. Of course we don't need it, but I'll save it. Not the greatest.
Albir, swinging away.
Hail victory, and many more to come.
The only reason I'm saving these uniques is because you can combine them later. I'm not sure if they will upgrade in a combine though. So I'm going to test it out to see if, like, for example, if one of them is a 900 and the other two are 850s, will it upgrade to a 900? Here's a good starter 900 crown. Actually, could potentially be a better starting place than that one. The rest of this is garbage. I did get 4 of these. So I'm on my way to my last board. And just to take a peek, rocking entropy here. I need to upgrade all these and get more intelligence. But I was just zooming through the board, grabbing the quickest things I could get. Namely, this one. Rockin' empowered here. And I go up for Pyrosis, and this is the monster one. The only bad part is it's only to healthy enemies, but if you're dealing with a boss, that first 20%, if you can knock that down fast, it really shortens the fight. Back in Occultist. Again, I need to upgrade and get the additional squares here. Then finally, Ritualism. And I'll show you the last board when I get it. So that'll be it. I need to go over here. This one will be I think it's actually going to be this one. Icar Carapace. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the Blazing Apocalypse slog. I'll catch you later.
Goodbye.